Santalapache. The seeker is the sought. That which you seek, you already are. Develop the ability to recognize when you're disconnected. A while ago, I was getting really good at manifesting. I was in the zone. I'm getting back there, slowly but surely. And even better than ever, because that's what happens when we go through tests that we fail. It is said that we learn more from our failures than from our successes. So this is something that I find myself doing regularly, and you will too. And the paradox here is the more that you do it, the less you'll have to do it. The you get good at this practice, then you don't so much have to do it. And that is pulling yourself back into connection from disconnection. I have some notes. When I was a young girl, I really used to enjoy Bruce Lee movies. My mom did, and so then I watched them too, and I had pictures or posters. Remember posters? Anybody remember posters? And we'd put them up on the walls of our bedroom. I had posters of Bruce Lee, and I can remember at a young age wanting to be one with that which created me. Wanting to be one with that which created me. Now, I'm sure that that's not the wording that I was using. As I got older and I got the concept of enlightenment, I really wanted to attain enlightenment. And this was largely due to this idea that I didn't want to come back anymore. I wanted to go home. These people are crazy. I just can't do this. And if you found my channel and you're subscribed and you're interested in the contents, you may very well relate. So that was a big motivation to me, to understanding was so that I could transcend, move beyond, right? These people are crazy. They just, I don't want any part of this. This is a lot of pain and sorrow. And I know I signed up for it, but I changed my mind, kind of thing. I have to laugh because there's that. And then there's when I'm really connected. And there's immense gratitude for the opportunity to come back here and experience this human existence. I'm of the thought that we are trying to get us as a collective to ascend, right? Level up. Now, whether I'm a light worker or a star seed, or I don't know. There's a lot out there. My ego doesn't need that, and I do have, an interest in whether or not we're leading with our egos when we get involved in those kinds of things, and use those labels, because there's a lot of false prophets out there. There are a lot. And it's not because an individual's heart isn't there or they don't care. I mean, there's that too. But when you're coming from the ego, you're out of alignment. You're out of alignment. So we wish to be in alignment. And part of the way that I do that, in some of my videos, you will see me doing that on camera, where I'm closing my eyes. And I'm coming back to center. And so you're doing the diaphragmatic breathing in slowly through the nose, drawing from the belly, drawing the air in from the belly, slowly releasing through the mouth. Another technique that I use when I'm doing that is I will draw up in here. I will do this centering up in here. I don't know how else to explain it. So you can't see that on camera. I can explain the other aspects to this. So now, when to do that? That's what I want to share. You feel out of alignment. You just stop and go, I feel out of alignment. You ever been driving or been in one of those cars, or the car that has that feature, the if you go out of alignment with the road, it'll do that beep noise, right? It helps you to stay in alignment, right? It tells you you're going off to one side or the other too far. So that's what we're seeking to do with ourselves. Disalignment, right? That's what we want to do, is observe. Be that third party observer. Notice when you feel out of alignment. So frustration, angst. I mean, just whatever it is, we're human beings. So stuff's going on. And it's going on a lot right now. I watched a clip that someone had posted with Kanye West, and he was saying that Apple Pay blocked his ability to use his account. And he's saying, I have access. He says, I'm a multi-billionaire, or a billionaire, more than once. And I can't get access to, using my money. So the concern here is that, that if it's going to happen to him, it's going to happen to all of us. This agenda has been in place for a long time. This is why I talk about codependency, which is issues of control, attempting to control the external and others, because we haven't learned authority over self. So, believe it or not, this is one of the most powerful things you can do to alter your external world. It's all about the relationship with the self. So, when to get in alignment. You hear the little thing the car makes because you've gone too far one side or the other. You'll know it. The more that you practice this, the more that you be that third party observer. And so for me, it'll be, all right, let's take Mac, for example. So he'll be driving me nuts because he is an animal that had severe trauma. And when I got him from the shelter, his nervous system is all jacked up. So we will be on our walks, and he's a much improved dog 6 months later. However, he still has, a nervous system that's calming down. And I will get worked up because he's worked up. And so the exact opposite of what I want, which is to come from calm and centeredness so that I can get him calm and centered. It's the opposite. And I have to notice, right? I have to notice. So sometimes I've just had to stop, and he's really good about that. I'll stop, he stops. If you can, sit down with it. Maybe at work, you can only do this, on the go, so to speak. But if you can, sit down and do that alignment in here. Draw up and feel. Another analogy that maybe metaphor is applicable here, is with like the radio dial that we used to have. And you're tuning that, you're turning that, twisting that dial, and that little line is and you can feel it and you can hear it, right? Because it's going in and out of there's a word I want relative to the radio, and I can't even think about it, or I can't even recall it right now, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So you get you get the clarity. It comes in real good. It's not fuzzy. It's not in and out, right? This is what we're doing. And it's just a choice. It really is. Barring actually being somewhere where you absolutely cannot do that, it is a choice. So when you have the time, make the time and choose. And these are practices that the more that you do them, the less you have to do them, because you stay in alignment then. It's like being in shape. It's like getting your body in physical shape. You put it through a course of physical challenge and keep those practices and get it conditioned, and then the less you have to work at keeping it that way. You still have to stay committed. You can't go off and keep, fall into other practices that get rid of it, that upend it. So, obviously. Okay, let me just take a look here at my notes. Develop the recognition of disconnection, and then do those practices. Become connected, regardless of what you see going on outside of you. If you need a social media detox, because, and that brings up another matter. What are you feeding yourself, right? It's amazing the time that we're in. It's amazing what social media brings us. We have to choose to use it and utilize it in such a way that it is edifying and nurturing and uplifting and brings to us what we wish to be in the world, right? That makes sense. So it's our choices, right? We are communicating our energy with our choices, and we are creating from that. We are shifting our timelines according to what we think and what we say and what we do. We're creating that. Choose wisely. Yeah? All right. We're on 15 minutes here. Anything else that I need to say about that? I will just mention, if you are at a newer point in your healing journey and you do have a jacked up nervous system, the likelihood is you don't have the tolerance for my videos, because I do speak more calmly, and there's not a lot of that stuff going on to keep you. But if by chance you're here, I would direct you to the work of Dr. Gabor Mate. He's got a newer book out. I have not read that, and it is called The Myth of Normal: Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. So we don't want to be part of that toxic culture. It's up to us to heal out of that, right? His work's really good, and he is of the opinion that ADD, or the neurodivergent brain, is as a result of trauma, and I think he's onto something with that. So I still have very much, issues that I deal with when it comes to my neurodivergent brain. I've healed a lot, an awful lot. So let's wrap it up. Okay, I hope that helps. If anything that I've said or communicated or conveyed does help you, please share. Please let me know that. This interaction with my viewers is really critical. It helps me to know what direction to take so that I can better serve you. Makes sense? So, I'm somebody who really has to make a point to leave comments, and I've gotten really good about that now because I understand how this all works with YouTube, and I want to participate. I want to participate in creating the change that I wish to see. So I would encourage you to consider that. I'm an INFJ. I really like my solitude. I love my, I like to be a wallflower. That's why this was so difficult for me doing this channel, because I just don't need attention. You will see my face on all of my videos because it was communicated to me through my higher self that my voice, my look, my hair, all of these aspects of this avatar people are attracted to that, and that this is a gift, so to speak, right? And so work with it, right? And that made sense. If you go back to my very, very, very early videos, I actually have a babushka on. I can't think of what it's called. But I really wanted to, and I had even considered not having my face. I considered animation. I considered different things because I just don't. I love my anonymity. I love my privacy. But that was communicated to me, and I understood that. It made a lot of sense. And so that's why I am here to share how I got myself from the effects of trauma and abuse and neglect and poor decisions and just a mess of complications from out of that, to being in alignment, learning how to manifest, and my most important aspects to manifest and until of late, really were just relationships and peace, this connection with others and peace. And to be the change we want to see. So, Santo Apache, feel the peace. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, and if you feel so led, anything that helps you, please let me know in the comments.